perfect. We have been getting more rain. I'm going to check it. You know, it's true now. I wasn't going to cut the grass anyway. Because I've been waiting 3 weeks. I've been getting 3 weeks out of cutting the grass. It's not bad. And the deer like it a lot better for some reason. I got to figure that out. It must have something to do with the length of the blade and the taste of it as it gets about this high. Would make sense, because if you think of all that stuff that grows, no matter what it is, you don't see stuff eating it like a cabbage or a carrot or an apple or a peanut or whatever. When it's half grown, they wait, and it seems like it's the same way for grass. And there's a lot more like wildflowers that are around when I let it grow this long. I don't like the look of it as much, but I think overall I'm going to stick with it. Daisy said, "Let's rock." She wants to stick with it. Well, this is one thing I like about here. You know, Florida has more summer traffic than winter. People don't believe it, but it doesn't seem like it sometimes. But one main reason for that is because you can go down to Florida with your kids, go to the beach, pool, wherever, and you can jump in and out of the water and not be cool. You're not freezing your ass off like you are in Wisconsin and Michigan. And that's nice. And that's what I like about down here. You know, I have kind of gotten used to the hot weather. But like now, I think it's probably 80 degrees. And it's just nice, warm rain. You're not chilled like you would be. It's 60 degrees in Michigan. Hear that noise? That's blocking telemarketers. It's my big fan. For anybody who is thinking about getting a summer fan, I gotta tell you, this is like the ultimate straight male's fan. But I don't use it much. A couple reasons why. It's loud. And you'd think it put out like crazy air, like it'd be blowing over tables and stuff. Not really. I'm going to find out by sitting on this couch today if this is what caused my hives. I don't think it is. It's a mystery. Hope I don't get those things again, man. That wiped my ass out. I think it could be some crap in the air, believe it or not. But I'm not going into an allergist and just getting a bunch of vague bullshit. So many of these medical tests, they say, well, you tested negative, but you still might have it. Well, you know what? I'm not taking that test. Fucking stupid. There's plenty of tests like that. False positives, false negatives. I want tests that are going to... Hey, Stephanie. I want tests that are going to tell me whether I got this damn shit or not. Stephanie, you ever hear... You know how they go and they have certain tests you take and they say you could test negative and you still have it. Why take the test? I love days like this. We don't really get that many of them. You know, I can't tell you the last time it was raining in the, like, this time of the day, this warm. I'm sure it has, but I didn't seem to notice it, I guess. Yeah, forget that. I mean, they'll say you have tests like, if it's negative, yeah, you definitely don't have it. It's the positive that can be false. Well, fuck that test, too. I've gotten, like, so much better at test taking as I've aged. It's unbelievable. I'm not shitting you, man. I've read every damn trick in the book. I read all these LSAT preps, MCAT, GRE. I practiced all that stuff because I thought I was a dumbass when it came to test taking. And I realized after 40 years of fucking with this shit that I wasn't. I like discounted myself. And I didn't prepare like smart Jews do. I blew all my time on reading the directions, and it didn't give me enough time to answer all the... And these are all the tricks that you learn on all this kind of stuff. I'll take any test now on anything. But I don't panic when I don't know something. You're your own worst enemy sometimes, and that's a good example in my life. I think things through. If you really want to become like, have the appearance of being smarter, really spend some time on logical reasoning, like LSAT preparation, going to law school is an example. And that really, I do see a connection between that and being a good lawyer. Now, you may not, a good trial lawyer, you may be like a Jerry Spence, who was a fucking dumbass. He just died, by the way. But he was very charming, not bad looking, kind of like Jack Feiger in Detroit, F. Lee Bailey. You can just appeal to the biggest dumbass in the world and get things twisted around and get your client off. Yeah, I'm kind of like that too, yeah. Yeah, we face the ultimate test every morning. We woke up. Well, here's a deer. They want to come out here and eat. See them coming out here and eat, but they're getting in front of it. I'll put another bag of corn out for them. There's 2 fawns. So this is what I mean about the grass hire. They want to come out and eat this grass. Daisy doesn't give a shit. She knows what those things are. See, we're staying still now. If you're not moving, she's confused. She'll start stamping her feet because she wants us to move so she can figure out whether she should eat or run. Oh, that's... I'll put them on another bag of corn. Yeah, I hope she dies. I hope Laura dies. I hope she has brain cancer and it's painful. She's a bitch. It did nothing but start trouble. I hope she dies a slow, miserable death and lives the longest possible under extreme pain. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to donate some gasoline and some matches for her care. Yeah. Yeah, Survivor Girl. I don't wish she'd die, but I do wish you'd die, Laura. I wish that you'd die. I hope you get cancer. You deserve it. And I hope it's a slow, miserable death. I hope you set the record for pain. And I hope your kids get injured visiting you. Yeah, Survivor Girl, she's just obnoxious, super stupid, and a pain in the ass. I don't wish she'd die. I don't wish she would die, though. But I do wish you would die. I don't wish Daisy dies either. Yeah, she's not the only one either. It shows you how low you can go on the IQ totem pole when they ask you some stupid question like that. That's another chance that I have to not be politically correct. Politically correct, you got to say, oh no, I wish him the best. You got to bullshit everybody how you really feel. They'll think you're nuts too. But at this stage of life, no job, no wife, no future, no political aspirations. I'm not running for the neighborhood block club. I can tell the truth. No, I'm not killing them. I'm taking them sandwiches and clothes. Are you still shitting on a plate on one of those fetish sex channels? I got to give old Tiffany credit. That video she had of you, you hit an all-time low, didn't you? Hey, it's not my business, but what'd you charge for that? To strip down and get nude and crap on a serving platter? I looked at some of your singing videos. Are you shitting me? I guess that didn't work out. I see you as crapping on plates as being the way to go. And even you weren't very good at that. Yeah, there's no evidence of me killing girls, you idiot. I had a enabled cell phone the whole time, went back to every place where I did interviews, was a licensed private detective. That's how dumb you are when you don't like somebody. You'll even make up stories that are illogical. Hey, but really, I want to know how much were you getting for crapping on that platter? I guess your singing career. I'm sorry to laugh. Didn't work out of your acting career. Yeah, you acted all right. You actually acted like you weren't a fucking lunatic and had a couple part-time shitty jobs cleaning houses. Yeah, if that was really her, I hope she does get cancer. I really do. Cancer'd be too kind for that bitch. Oh, hey, Life of Ducky, how you doing? Is that Petri? Is that a Petri dish? Is that a duck in a Petri dish? Look at my beautiful 2007 Honda. I put 21,000 miles on that since I had it. Just running the fucking hell out of it. You know, the dealership wants $5,700 to switch to change all the strut is part of the shock. Yeah, fuck that. No way. I thought like a real Jew this time that tires are cheaper than struts. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, well, sorry about that. I didn't mean to offend you. I didn't know what it meant, which is why I asked. I'm gonna run this baby to the ground, man. You know, it shows you how insane the world has got. The cost of these junk vehicles. You go out and spend 60 grand on some piece of shit, and it'll be recalled next week, and you'll get the village idiot working on it, and you'll need rides to work. I mean, that's where it's at. It's not like the 70s. Even the 70s had some problems too. Let's say the 50s. You could just buy a tank. Fuck, not anymore. I'm not buying this fucking bullshit. I'm lucky I got into aviation when you could like still swing it. Not anymore. Fucking insane. They want fucking $2,500 for a fucking light bulb. It's not worth it. Aviation's getting here in the United States just like it was in Europe, or is in Europe, for the rich guy. Fuck that. Daisy's just being a good dog in the South. I'm going to put another bag of corn out there for them. I'll tell you one thing, and you can read about this. These deer can smell like you can't believe. All this nature shit. Insects, squirrels. They can smell like crazy. You wonder how they find this food. That's how. I mean, eyesight too, but it's a lot smelling. Let's see, do I have my... other shoes out here. Yeah, let's see. I got my rain gauge out there. I like watching this stuff. How how much rain we get. That's a sign of getting old. Fuck. That's where I'm at now in my life. I want to know how much rain we got. The fuck. No fun shit to do. Hey Pug, how you doing? Daisy's just being a southern dog here. The deer just came out here for a snack. You know, I could be wrong on this, but my guess would be that guy that died from a timber rattler bite the other day. I think he did it on purpose. I think he picked it up on purpose and committed suicide. Which, if you wanted to commit suicide, A+ to him. I mean, some people just don't have the nuts to do it another way, and if you just kind of wanted to do it, but you didn't have enough balls to pull the trigger, so you go hiking, you see a big old timber rattler, and you pick the motherfucker up. I mean, who would pick up a timber rattler? First of all, I guarantee you that snake was rattling like a motherfucker. Who would pick one up unless you wanted to die? Mission accomplished. He died. I think he committed suicide. I'll bet you, if you look through all the articles you could find, you're not going to find another example of an adult male dying by picking up a rattler. Now, people get killed trying to catch him and kill him. This motherfucker just went over there and grabbed that son of a bitch by the neck. And it was mission accomplished. Tits up. Good. Oh, fuck. We had a fucking... That's the only little thing down here I wish I could change. But everything else I love. But man, we had like a fucking 100 degrees for like 6 weeks. You kidding me? Fucking broil your ass off. But here, you know, I just love living down here, man. I didn't even know places like this existed. I lived in Georgia before. You know, I lived in downtown Chicago. That was good, too, for the first 5 years. I'd never lived in a big city, and that's why I did it. I had a non-compete in Michigan. I left my wife. Actually, I just went to an Atlas, looked around, thought, fuck it, I'll try there. I had only been to Chicago one time when I lived in Michigan. Before then, I didn't really know anything about it. I didn't want to go to New York. I didn't want to go to the West Coast. I'd already been in Florida. Just said, fuck it, let's try Chicago. I'm glad that I did. Yeah, I don't mind about a hurricane. I love that kind of weather. I really do. I do love that kind of weather. I don't know why. I've been thinking about getting my own weather station. You know, my own little mini weather station. The problem is, the reason it's kept me from pulling the trigger is these big tall trees would fuck up an anemometer reading the wind. And that's a big part of the expense on one of these things. And for that reason, I think I'm not going to get it. But I like all the other shit. I'm going to be doing a lot more star videos all winter long. I got this shit down better now. I got a battery that lets my recorder record all night. And believe it or not, all night on time lapse is only about 38 seconds. But man, that's the whole night of stars. No shit. I'm not kidding you. Wango tango. And that fucking hives thing fucked me up Thursday, whenever it was. Thursday, I guess. Hey, you guys, no bullshit. I don't give a fuck what state you're in. Well, I do. If you're not in the state that has the Powerball, this won't matter. Get a Powerball ticket. $700 million. That's a crazy pot. You can get the regular ticket for $2, but play the power play. The power play is only $1 more. And what that allows you to do is win between $1 and $5 million if you don't get the Powerball. I mean, you can't buy anything with $1 anyway. When you go to the store today, get the Powerball with the power play. Just do it. If you can't get to the store, I'll buy one for you. Just tell me. 700 million. There isn't going to be a fucking escort or stripper available for a month if I hit that baby. I'm going to be sitting right here with two scantily clad girls drinking dragon's milk for a whole month if I hit it. And not give a flying fuck about what anybody thinks. I hope you don't think less of me. And then I'm going to get 2 Chippendales sent out to Stephanie. We're going to buy what we couldn't get any other way. You'll have to chisel the smiles off our faces if we have massive heart attacks during the fun. Yeah, I mean, they're a pain in the ass, but you know, it's a phenomenon. It's a lot of shit has to come together for a tornado and a hurricane. And all this shit, thunderstorms. I've noticed it down here. You know, I mention this all the time about so many things, empirical observation. I mean, I did it at strip clubs for over 30 years. Just the way the girl grabs the pole. You learn that there's some are more athletic than others. But I'm talking about like with black vultures and insect behavior. Just watching. Just, you know, you couldn't, a college degree, a program, like say you were studying birds, nobody can like sit out like I do here and just watch birds. You couldn't afford it. You know, you couldn't get a degree out of it, but it's super valuable. I'm really surprised somebody hasn't hit me up on black vulture videos and stuff like that, or wanted to come out here after seeing my videos. Dumb fucks. I mean, you couldn't be in a better place for black vultures. Yeah, I think they've been fucking around with my lies lately. Fuckers shutting off the comments. Cocksuckers. I ordered another nice tripod off eBay. Used. It's the kind of tripod nobody else wants now. They say they're too heavy. Well, I'm not carrying it around in a backpack, so it's perfect for me. I don't want it to blow over while I'm inside. I want to have confidence in my tripod. I'm going to tell my psychiatrist that. Just going to sit down on the couch with the psychiatrist, and he's going to ask me things like, what's meaningful to you? I'll say, well, I'll tell you. What's meaningful to me is that my camera doesn't blow over. So I bought a heavy tripod. Now I have confidence in it. That'll show a definite tick upward toward the improvement of my mental health. I've lowered my anxiety level because of the quality and the weight of my new tripod. Yeah, I mean, shrinks, they do perform a good service. They do. And I'll tell you, the number one thing is you can just lay any fucking thing in the world on these motherfuckers, and they're not going to tell your neighbors. I mean, how much is that worth? It's confidential. And it's empirical observation. They have a big group of people they've dealt with this behavior before. And that's beneficial. Make sure you get a real... Shrinks aren't really... They're generally going to just dole out medication. You're going to find a couple that are going to want to give you therapy, but they basically are just medical doctors that are going to titrate different kinds of psychiatric drugs. The problem with most mental health counselors is most of them are just so fucking stupid. And because of the crisis in the United States, with funding it, you know, you just don't want to, you know, if you got no legs, that's easy to quantify, right? Come in, you got no legs, so they'll give you money for that. But mental illness, it's just not going to be funded very well. If you don't have something It's between the ears. And you know, you'll see lots of things that have happened because of that. It just doesn't take the precedent it should. So you're going to go to a mental health counselor. It's got a degree in social work that's done their 3,000 hours of time during internships, and they can like counsel you, which is just fucking insane. I mean, I guess it's just better than nothing. There are these people with like, I mean, the IQ is just not the same an MD compared to somebody with a master's degree in psychology. I mean, that's like fucking basket weaving. I mean, if they're just, it's a group of like just not that smart people. Or a drink, yeah. Hey, Susan, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, alcohol does have its place. I mean, it can work for you or against you. I would say, honestly, just like when girls ask me about thinking about stripping or getting into porn, I do what I can to talk them out of it, even though I've watched thousands of hours of it. And I'd say the same thing with alcohol. I mean, I debate with my buddy who's an MD all the time about wine, and finally get him to shut up about after 15 minutes about it. It's like, do not try to sell me on the benefits of alcohol, because you're full of shit. What happens, though, this is what happens when you get around someone that likes it and they want to justify why they do it. But from a medicinal standpoint, overall, you're better off avoiding it. Same with marijuana. You know, I don't even talk to these fucking idiots anymore about marijuana use. And that's one that's really off the table as far as long-term use. But you know, if you're a liberal Democrat, you never had any intentions of working, you still live with your parents, you have unpaid parking tickets in 25 years ago, what do you give a fuck about a future? I mean, you never have, you never will, so you might as well smoke marijuana. You can just dumb down yourself, and you know, you won't get more depressed because you haven't amounted to a flying fuck. Yeah. You just sit around. That's it. And thankfully, it really backfired in Michigan. All these medicinal marijuana and these dispensaries. You know, once they found out there wasn't enough tax money in medicinal marijuana, well, that shtick went out the window. Now you had to find a way to just legalize it so you could try and get in there, because everyone was buying it everywhere. So you might as well try and get your cut of the pie. And it backfired. It has gotten so bad in Michigan. The growers are going broke. The retailers are going broke. The state's lying. It's just perfect. Just leave it to liberals to ruin anything. They actually thought it was a good idea to have a town of 500 people with a cell phone store and a pizza shop and put 3 dispensaries in there so everybody can just get high and dumb down the pain. What a great idea. Yeah, everybody's looking for an escape, which I agree at times is I'm not saying it's even a good idea, but this is different. The logic behind sometimes you're just going fucking crazy. Believe me, I've been there, and bad shit makes it feel better. It's just the way it is. That's what parents do. You're supposed to guide your children into the right thing to do, not the things that are going to make them happy, which is why when you see kids come from spoiled backgrounds, they're not worth a fuck as adults. The parents did a terrible job of raising them. Yeah, parenting, it's just crazy that 2 hillbillies can fuck, bring a child into this world, and nobody can do anything interventional, which is obvious in places like Chicago, Eugene, Oregon, Seattle, San Francisco. You just let these kids be free spirits and put a railroad spike in their fucking nose and dye their hair purple and just don't work and just pick a flower and stare at it for 2 hours while you're high on the marijuana that the government paid for. Then you just start hating the police. You want to defund them, and everything's a fucking problem. Yeah, well, I will admit, I think I checked off every box in porn addiction. Yeah, like I say, man, you're not going to get me to come on here. I'm not trying to garner new friends. Yeah, I think I was totally addicted to porn. Still am. But I don't consider it a problem. That's the last box to check. Yeah, that's the last box to check. You watch it all the time. Don't get enough. Been watching it your whole life. The last box is, do you consider a problem? No. Fuck yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah, there could be worse shit though. Yeah, fuck yeah, there could be. Look, man, everybody's, you're going to get saddled with some bullshit that's not exactly something you'd want to put on your resume. I don't give a fuck. It hasn't really fucked me up. I mean, you're asking me, which is a problem in and of itself. Then, now, I got a lot of haters on here. You're going to say that I'm just a bitter old lonely man that just watches porn. That's not true. It is not accurate. I wouldn't say I'm lonely. I mean, I really don't think I am. Maybe it's some kind of like super deep fucking shit with 1,000 hours of fucking intense therapy and shock treatment. Maybe I am fucking lonely, but all I can tell you on the surface level, I don't think that I am. I don't think I even bought a book on it once and read it, and I didn't think I was then either. I mean, guys my age, like 65% of them, with some fat goddamn woman that they don't want to have sex with, that if they could get away from them, they would. Nobody says shit about that group. These guys, they love to live my fucking lifestyle. It's a bunch of bullshit, man. I mean, I'm not saying there are people out there that, hold hands and all that shit, like on the first date. Yeah, that just wasn't in the cards for me. It's no different than me not being able to be a professional athlete or a writer or a singer or some shit like that. You get this genetic expression and the way you come into this fucking clusterfuck. And I just been brought into it as like a half full guy. Fucking kind of a negative guy, mad. I don't know, maybe I didn't get fucking rubbed enough as a baby. I don't know. Shock therapy. Yeah, they don't know why that works. They still use it, by the way. They still use shock therapy. They don't know why it works. Boy, there's some great medical advice. Hey, why don't you just come on over here and let's hook this up. We're really not sure why it works. Yeah, fuck you. No way. I guarantee you there's 10,000 guys out there that love to just hook their wife up to it and turn that motherfucker up there enough to start a jumbo jet. You get your Jew lawyer, you couldn't sue because we told you at the beginning. We don't know why it works. And it does work. She's not depressed anymore. Because you got to be alive. Yeah, it's kind of truth, isn't it? Yeah, I would agree with that. Legal voyeurism. I'm definitely a voyeur for sure. Good, great comment. Thank you. No, you hit that's so fucking true. I mean, fuck, I don't know why I think this way. Shit, I don't know. God damn it, you're right about that. Yeah, it's fucking weird. I mean, I got theories on it, but it's fuck, who knows? Polish PhDs. Yeah, yeah, there's you can argue it either way. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, it's just it's like fucking crazy. I just don't see it as any other different facet of life. I really don't. It's crazy too. Here's another thing too. Like they'll talk about my fucked up porn addiction and shit like that, and I'm a lonely old man. But here's another one. Now think about this too. This is totally legal, which just seems insane to me. Like you could sit here on a couch like here. I can go out and I can put food all year long here. And the deer eventually get used to me and they start eating in front of me. And then when hunting season comes, I could like shoot them. And they think nothing's wrong with that. They think that's just a hunter hunting. Are you out of your fucking mind, man? You're just feeding things? and they're getting used to you, and then you shoot 'em. To me, that's like a million times worse than porn addiction. It's just fucking insane, man. What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, it's a break. Hey, I don't want to break it. I don't want to break it. Now, let me tell you, this is where I would get some help for porn. Like, just say I had some beautiful, like, 22-year-old blonde, big-titted, blue-eyed Scandinavian girl that loved me. And I was jacking off and watching porn too much rather than satisfying her sexually. And she came to me and said, hey, I'm going to give you 6 months to break this fucking porn addiction. Or I'm leaving you. I'd fucking probably get some help for it then. But minus that, fuck no. Yeah, thank you, Susan. Susan, I want you to come on every single chat till the day I die. No, that's exactly right. Yeah, it's not real. Yeah, that's what I like about it. Real with me right now is to have my 70-year-old girlfriend sitting next to me holding hands who has about 25 pounds of cellulite in her ass, big saggy tits, a mustache, gray hair, and a big stretched marked belly. Yeah, I don't want real. Yeah. Yeah, 6 months. Yeah, I'm weird. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I'm just one of the. You ought to be fucking thanking me, man. You ought to be sending money into my goddamn Cash App right now. I mean, these older women that wonder why they can't have romance. So you just ask me, I'll fucking spell it out in about 15 seconds. You'll say, well, that's all you think about is sex. No, it's not all I think about. But if you don't think that's part of the equation in a relationship, you're fucking stupid. You need to get your goddamn IQ checked. Yeah, I mean, hey, you guys, give me the names of some strip clubs where there's 65-year-old women stripping and winking at you, bending over while their big fat ass piles out of their G-string. Yeah, here, let me help you with this. Nowhere. Now, women get pissed at you because they like to think that there's a part of them that's just as attractive as a young, attractive woman when you can fucking forget it. No way. You're out of your fucking mind. Hey, do you guys understand why I don't monetize my chats anymore? I would get my ass handed to me like so quickly. Yeah, I'll tell the fucking truth. You know, I don't want to like hurt people's feelings. I mean, I don't mind hurting them on here if they just come on, they're fucking with me under some fake name. But I mean, you know how they have there's a bunch of women on TikTok. I'm getting to where I even had a thought the other day of just quitting all social media. It's just getting so fucking stupid, man. I don't want to see these older women dancing to like these young songs trying to act cute and sexy. Fucking forget it. It isn't. Now, I do think, even in my old crusty fucking opinion, that there is a way that I could like feel super attracted to like a woman if I do get like attracted to other things. I think intelligence is attractive. I think somebody that writes well is attractive. I mean, I meet women all the time, and if they just can't write well or their writing sucks, they can't. It just like turns me off so bad. I don't even care if they're young. It's fucking stupid, really. And I've realized after what I mentioned earlier, years of empirical observation, that what I really want is the laid-off, blonde, big-titted, stupid waitress from Waffle House that can't get a job anywhere else. Dumber than a fucking box of rocks. That thinks I'm the man. And let me tell you, older women out there that are already pissed, this is what we all want. Yeah, we don't want to have to go through all this fucking bullshit. If you have a woman like that that's just dependent on you and she can't live without your paycheck, that's what we all want. You think we want to come home to this 50-50 horse shit? Fuck no. I mean, if most of us had our druthers, we'd still be dragging you around by the hair. Shit, yeah. Fuck yeah, we would. Goddamn right. Except you know where that what that's gonna get you if you tell the truth. I like the old days where the guy worked the job. We all do. That's part of a male thing. Look out here in the nature world, whether it's with insects, birds, animals. The man is fucking ruling the roost. If he's got the big antlers, he's fucking everybody up, running into cars and shit at Yellowstone. Fucking grizzly bears biting off a side view mirror. Yeah, it's males, man. You're wanting to fucking rule the roost, and now it's like, if you're not doing fucking Tai Chi with some reformed dyke, there's something wrong with you. Yeah, fuck that too. Hey, Empress Janet. Yeah, fuck yeah. You goddamn right. I mean, you women need to quit bullshitting yourself. You have painted us males, us straight males, into such a corner now. We're all half fucking gay if we're considered a good husband. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, no way. Yeah, fuck yeah. You gotta quit bullshitting yourself. You women got what you asked for. Now you got to get to work full time and have kids. And I see these young couples. It's like, fuck. It's 50-50. You're out of your fucking mind. Fucking crazy, man. A male is the guy that runs his fucking shit. He's a protector of the house. He likes playboys, likes going to strip clubs here and there. He's still a good family man. Maybe an affair or two here or there. Now it's like, fuck. They wonder why. They say you can't meet people dating things. Yeah, in the 60s and 70s, you just like 80s, you just like go on a dating thing. There's women that look like women. Now you're fucking binary and you're not identifying. Man, first goddamn woman that told me I don't identify, it's like, fuck you. Right away. Super giant fucking radar on avoid. I just don't identify. Yeah. Now, another fucking 10 years if it had kept going, if Trump hadn't been elected, you'd have not been able to put down on your dating profile if you were a man or a woman. It's like binary identity. Yeah, fuck you. Straight to the psychiatric hospital. Goddamn right. Yeah, I mean, what the fuck, man? I'm so fucking tired of this bullshit. But I thank these fucking liberal lunatics for being this way, because without it, we'd have never had to stoop as low as we have with electing Trump. I mean, I'd vote for him today, which I think is fucking sad in a lot of ways. Motherfucker's crazy. But you guys created this goddamn shit with your lunacy, and it allowed him to get elected. You stupid motherfuckers. Hey, hang on one second. Slip another Viagra. Fill up my coffee, and I'm going to dump these fucking deer another bag of corn right out here. Hang on one sec. Thank you. See, now it doesn't look like 50 pounds of corn, does it? It is, though. Company coming to visit, green beans and lots of cuddle. Fuck Susan, then. Get rid of her. Get rid of her. Yeah, fuck Susan. See, this is how you are when you're dating. Everything will be going great, and then they just pull some psychological rabbit out of a hat, and it's like, fuck this. Fucking kook. Fuck yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, I misread it. Sorry. Well, you guys know how that can be. You know, you meet somebody or what the fuck ever. This is just a bad example. So I haven't had a fucking girlfriend. I really haven't had one like fucking 40 years or some shit like that. But everything will be going along. You like them, and it's like, and then they'll just do something. They say it's small things, but it's not. It's big things. Let's say you meet somebody, you think that you're attracted to them. I mean, and let me get that out of the way right too. Basically, everybody out there, if you want to fuck them, you should know this in 1 second. Okay? You lay eyes on somebody, you know in 1 second whether you're attracted to them or not. And if you don't feel that way, skip the whole fucking thing. Yeah, just fucking skip it. Don't bullshit yourself. I'm not saying there are rare exceptions that you can't get around, but by and large, if that part's not there, fucking skip it. And then you like them and everything else is jiving. And then they just say something like you go to see a movie and it's just like the stupidest fucking movie ever. Like no plot. And they're telling you how good it is and they're thinking about ordering the DVD and I'm thinking, you're so fucking stupid. It's unbelievable. Hey Linus, how you doing? Oh, good. I'm having a good time right now because I just put 50 more pounds of corn out for the deer. But Daisy's out there fucking around, and if they don't know her yet, that spooks them. You know, deer don't particularly have a good relationship with dogs. Yeah, too old for that. That's what it is, too. It's bullshit. But you see, that's why, you know, we know it's bullshit now. You didn't know it back then. That's why young guys, you know, when you're young guys and women are attracted to you when you're young, I mean, they like you can get away with fucking murder. You know, they don't know anything yet. I mean, all the women, even on this chat, just think all the times you got fucked. And if you had to do it all over again, if you'd have known then what you know now, you wouldn't have. This is life. This is like, you know, you don't know shit. You can only be capable of your behavior based on your experience. And when you're young and you meet some bullshitter and you find out he's married or he's got another girlfriend, oh, this is life, man. This is how you get your ass handed to you. And you become hardened and you call a spade as the years go by. Yeah, I do it with Marty all the time. He has got this big screen. I'll walk in there, there'll be like 3 women, like let's say on a panel for thinking what Donald Trump did or whatever. And I'll go right down the line. I'd say, would you fuck her? Nope. How about her? Oh yeah. Her? Nope. All people think this way. Now, there's a bit of truth to women that it's not what you look like, it's what you whisper in their ear. There's an element of truth to that. I think a guy that's not good looking has a chance that a woman wouldn't have otherwise of throwing down in the sack. Fuck yeah. Stephanie will give you a straight answer on shit. Stephanie calls a spade a spade. Yeah, she knows. Yeah, she is no bullshit, cuts right to the chase. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. But it just doesn't bode well in the real world. Like Stephanie, like she went back to the Boeing or back to the supermarket to work. And if you were in management, you just cannot be the person to tell the truth. You got all these fucking psychological balls you're juggling. And you got to kind of play the middle, not offend people. Keep your personal preferences to yourself. That's what keeping it professional means. It turns you into vanilla. And that's hard to do. And that's why when you look at management compared to like a big pool of people in a factory, there aren't that many people that can really do it that well, because often you're just going against what you're really like 75% of the time. Yeah, you dumbass, can't you hear me? Yeah, it's just to be in management, it's like fuck management. Just couldn't do it. You got to find a way to, just get along with like all these personalities. And there's some people that are just really good at it. Like Marty's really good at it. Where I'm really terrible at it. Yeah, I just say fuck it, it's not worth it. I mean, I really think you can open up a consulting firm. Well, I know what I was going to say. I switched subjects. I was talking about that TikTok, all these women on TikTok. There's like all these fucking women on there now. They just got divorced. Do you think I'm pretty? It's like, give me a fuck. You're 50 fucking years old. I think you're nuts. And yeah, you are kind of pretty, but you got to do a video of this, you crazy bitch. It just, or they just like smile and look in the camera. Who gives a fuck? I mean, are there that many older women out there that just need this validity? I mean, I don't ever see that with men. They go on, and some of them have pretty good bodies for older women. They just kind of smile and look at the camera. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? There's just so many of them out there. And I don't know if you go on TikTok, but fuck, 10% of the videos are some motherfucker dying. They got like 5 days to live, 1 month to live, on a fucking ventilator. It's like, god damn. There's one girl on there who's like 45. She was really cute at one time. She's on a like ventilator. It's a quadriplegic. Did a backflip as a cheerleader. And I'm glad that she can get on there and fuck around and talk with people and shit. But man, what a fucking life, man. She's been like a quadriplegic, full-time, round-the-clock care for like 20 years. She can't do fucking anything except blink her eyes. And, guys come in there. Of course, you're always going to get rude people. I mean, you couldn't even fucking kill yourself. Yeah, what the fuck, man? I mean, I guarantee you, man, I could not do that, I don't think. All she does is, like, breathe and, like, talk. I'm glad she has a social life, but god damn it, man. I mean, this really gets you fucking thinking. Just go on TikTok, man. There's like 1 million people on there with like a week to live. I feel bad for them. Now, you got a lot of retards and, people disfigured and fucked up. And I do go on there from time to time, and I'll just spend an hour leaving them nice comments. I figured, yeah, whoa, you don't need to have a ticker tape parade for me. I'm just thinking, man, motherfucker, man. God, how do you do this, man? I would never say sing, and you got probably 500 retards on there that sing like songs. No way would I say something negative. It's just like, you got to be a real fucker to do some shit like that. And you wouldn't believe the rude comments people make to these people. I mean, I talk a lot of shit, but I'm not really talking about a living individual. But man, to go on there and do that, I just couldn't do it. I go around too, and like people that are like singing and shit like that, I always say something nice. I just think you should. I mean, in that aspect of my life, yeah, I'm not truthful, but I'm fine with it. Because I think these poor motherfuckers really got the shitty end of the stick. And I'm not saying anything bad. Yeah, no, that's true, Susan. Yeah. Hey, Pretty News, how you doing? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, women is fucking weird. Yeah, it's just it seems like after all these years that it just could have worked out better. I mean, that is the part that I'm disappointed in myself as a person. I mean, sometimes I think I'm just being an animal by what I say. And then sometimes I wish I could be a person. Maybe I'm missing the boat by not like being more amenable to something like that. I mean, I think the male mind in all aspects is like flawed. That if you want this shit to work this way, well, why didn't you make our brains think differently? You know? Anybody that's got, look at Hollywood, anybody with like access to money. Look at Bezos, Bill Gates, all getting divorced. I mean, you'd think with that kind of wherewithal, if all this horse shit that you read about in the self-help section in books, these fucking psychologists like Dr. Phil, fucking ugly-ass weird prick, this fucking ugly old plain Jane wife, it must take 5 hours to get that old plain Jane bitch to look decent in front of a camera. I'm not listening to anything he says. He is full of shit. But he's made his shtick into fucking bullshitting people. Would you want to be him? He actually got his license taken away for fucking his clients. Another fucking shitbag. But you know, the people at the very top, Bill Gates, if you've got all these resources, or you're a professional athlete or an actor, wouldn't you think that these people should be like Jeff Bridges, been married to the same wife for like 40 years, they're happy supposedly. But no, they all like fucking self-destruct. I just think it's natural. I think this whole notion that, you know, you grow together and stuff's a fucking country love song, a bunch of fucking bullshit. I can just give you more examples than that. I'm relegated to thinking when it's no fun anymore, fucking move on. Fucking life's too short to just be holding hands with some fucking overweight bitch of a wife on a beach. Yeah, that's an opinion, Susan. That's an opinion. Yeah, you know, I don't really fuck with football too much. I mean, I've really lost a lot of interest in sports. I mean, I like the Stetson Bennett guy. I like the Rams. Man, in college football, man, this fucking nil things. Now, look, I'm glad. The Fab Five from Michigan's a perfect example. You take all these young, good black athletes out of these fucking ghetto. You bring them to your college. They make you fucking millions of dollars, and you suspend them for making a fucking call on their coach's cell phone. It's just like Trump getting elected. These colleges did this shit to themselves. You take these fucking kids with no fucking money, you exploit the fucking hell out of them, give them a fucking communications degree, which isn't worth a fuck. Hopefully they'll get into the NFL. I mean, people saw through this shit, which is why this nil came about. And I'm happy for these kids in one sense, but in the other sense, I think that it's ruined college sports. This fucking nil stuff's fucking bullshit. I mean, they wonder why these goddamn college guys are like deciding if they're going to go into the draft. Yeah, I'll tell you why. That's easy. They're paying these kids like $4 and $5 million on these nil contracts. You're fucking all these good-looking girls for another couple of years. Who the fuck would want to leave that? Shit, you'd have to be crazy. If you're a normal straight male, like this kid that went from the University of Georgia down to Miami, he was driving a Lamborghini up on campus at UGA before he went to Miami. That doesn't seem that. I would think that I died and went to heaven. It's like, we're going to give you $4 million. You don't need to do shit. We've got these fucking beautiful women that are going to tutor you. And you're going to have 2 years of eligibility in Miami. Getting $4 million as being a 21-year-old guy. Fucking, I want it. Fuck, yeah. God damn. You're fucking half the cheerleaders. And you $4 million? You're buying these girls all this crazy shit? What a fucking life. I lived there. Yeah, I did. I lived there for a long time. I remember going to a game watching Greg Landry, but you know, we got so fucked for years. Let me tell you, one time Sports Illustrated did the analysis of team owners. And you probably know this by now. But actually, after the numbers were crunched, this is how pro sports are now. First of all, it's all a marketing gimmick, right? And you have to decide as an owner of a professional team which way you want to go. The Detroit Lions, the Ford family, they ran it as a business. Because even though you can have a team that didn't win a game, but your payroll's low, and you make money like a motherfucker. And when Detroit was like losing for like 30 years in a row, that's when they made the most money. The Bulls did the same thing. Why do you think after they won a couple of those championships, they got rid of everybody? Because you're not making that much money as an owner. Now, there are two kinds of owners. One that wants to make as much money as they can, because in a couple lawsuits, they found out that the Ford family was making more money on their team than people like the Dallas Cowboys, who were blowing all their fucking money on these high salaries. So there's two ways you can run a professional team. You can run it to make money, or you can run it because you got a fucking massive ego, and you've got every house in every city you want. You got a couple private jets. The only thing on your bucket list that you haven't been able to do is to have a world champion professional team. Now, these crazy motherfuckers are the opposite side of the Fords. They'll pull out all the stops to pay some guy like this fucking kid, this Trevor Lawrence, that kind of money, who wasn't worth a flying fuck. He's got all the money that he'll ever need, and it looked good for a while, and now they're stuck with this big giant fucking contract, and they're never going to win. So for that reason is why I'm really not into pro sports, because it really kind of takes away of the whole idea of being a championship team anyway. It's just all upside down fucking bullshit. You got the Fords on one hand and the Jackson Jaguars on the other, and it's just, fuck that. And after all, it doesn't make any sense to me why anybody would be a fan of a pro sports team unless you just love the game. Half these motherfuckers don't even want to be in that city. 95% of them don't live there in the off season. And it's just a bunch of rah-rah bullshit nothingness. I see adults in Georgia wearing a fucking Green Bay cheese thing on their head, and they're 60 fucking years old. I don't know whether they just want to identify with tradition or what, but it just seems silly to me. It's kind of like that down here, this Go Dogs thing. Now, from a perspective of putting things together and pulling it off like a winning team, that's why these fucking college coaches, this is the United States now. You show me one college professor anywhere that's getting anywhere near what these contracts are for these football coaches, and you're going to say, that's ridiculous, they don't deserve it. Well, they fucking do deserve it. I'll tell you why. Because physics professors and literature instructors are a fucking dime a dozen compared to football coaches that have the ability to recruit, manage, and actually win. A good football coach is going to bring 100 times more money or 10,000 times more money into a university than the smartest physics professor in the world. These colleges have personified capitalism. It's not just a place to learn anymore. It's a place to run a business. And this, I can prove this to you any way you want. Yeah, that's all great. Good grades, making good social workers, making the world a better place. But when the dust settles, the name of the game is the bottom fucking line. Don't shit yourself. Yeah, it's a beautiful day here. But when I just see professional teams and college teams, and you really look at how they're run, you realize it's not about what people are rooting for, and that's, I think, why I don't like it that much. Which is why some people really get into high school football. It's as clean as it gets. Why do you think the NCAA tournament, although not anymore, that one and done fucked up the sports? It didn't for the athletes. I mean, you deserve to get what you're paid. If you're a super good athlete, it doesn't make sense to stick around high school if you're going to get drafted in the first round. No fucking way. And fuck a college degree. I see these people come on here, it's like, well, they're going to finish their college degree. For what? Are you out of your fucking mind? And sure enough, once you hold a gun to their head and get the truth, they're doing it for their grandmother or their aunt. It's fucking stupid. The reason you go to college is to get a good job. And if you get a good job without going there, then do it. Who the fuck needs a degree in criminal justice when you just signed a $40 million contract? College is to get a good job. And for the few that are able to escape that, good for you. Now, if you want to go and experience college and you're insecure and you think you're a fucking dumbass without a degree, well, then go for it. There's a bunch of them that do. Just partying. Yeah. You just see a bunch of adults wearing like college jerseys, like they just don't seem to get it. Yeah, sports is all upside down. This is a perfect example. You can't have it both ways. Relationships are the same way. Now the college kids are getting compensated instead of the universities, which I'm fine with. They got filthy fucking rich exploiting the fuck out of minorities. The worst of them all. Even the liberal schools. Oh, thank you. Yeah, have a good day. I don't know that I did any good for anybody. I mean, I tried, but I don't think that I did. Have a good day. Party on. Yeah, it's just like, God, you look at these contracts, but anybody out there that says, "Oh, that's ridiculous. They don't deserve it." Yes, they do. They do because the market created it. Absolutely right. And if and pro teams particularly, the money is in revenue sharing. I mean, you get an extra 10-foot longer yacht when you're filling up the seats and the suites, but the real money's in the revenue sharing. I mean, it got so bad. Jerry Jones sued one time because he said that, the apparel, the shirts, and all that kind of shit, that they were selling 90% of the jerseys and all that other shit compared to the Dallas Cowboys, and that he thought that he needed a bigger cut of the action because he was funding the whole thing. That's how it works in a lot of things. It works that way in a lot of, but that's not the way it works. What keeps the league intact is that the owner of the team is making just as much with a losing record as the guy is that has it with a winning record. Although the winning record guy is probably making more because of home ticket sales, but in the whole scheme of things, that ain't shit. Let me tell you where the money's at. Television rights. That's how they're paying these coaches. These college football television contracts, that's where the bucks is at, man. If nobody shows up, who gives a fuck? You're getting a cut of the pie on the teams that are coming in and beating your fucking ass. You look at some of these whipping post college teams that are never going to be worth a fuck. They're getting a big ass fucking check, and they wouldn't get it otherwise in any kind of way. And you look at all these leagues now, it's all cupcake bullshit. Look at the Big Ten. Fucking nothing out of the old compared to the old days. Yeah, I like it. I did. I do like it. But not like I used to. And honestly, I've kind of dropped off this MMA shit. Because in good conscience, I can't see how these stupid fucking white trash guys from all over the world with nothing else going on are getting their brains fucking beaten in for nothing. I mean, how can you be worried about concussions in football and CTE and allow MMA to even exist? And 30 years ago, it didn't exist. There was a guy in Michigan that tried to really push tough man contests. Art Dorr, Dorr, from Bay City, Michigan. And they just kiboshed it. But where he fucked up is he was doing the same kind of thing, only he was letting just guys that thought they were tough, that were not in shape, no physicals, nothing. And some of them were dying. They were getting knocked out, never coming out of comas. It was just thought as like terrible, and it killed it. But then you got the MMA guys came around, those two guys that own those station casinos out in Fratello's, out in Las Vegas. They were able to bring in medical experts and sell all this shit to these governmental agencies. And we were going to have x-rays and medical care and all this kind of bullshit. And that's when the UFC took off. But if you think you saw problems with brain injuries in football and different sports, occasionally you'll get a guy paralyzed in hockey. You wait till you see these guys that did this MMA bullshit. I mean, they're going to be running around fucking 50 of them at a time in buses that don't know where they're at. I mean, get these elbows kicked in the head for no money. And I'm not even saying money is an excuse to ever have that happen, but in good conscience, to watch this shit supports it, and I'm just not that kind of fucking phony. I mean, like the Bible says, and I'm not religious, with knowledge comes accountability. It's like being adult and realizing with sex with underage people. This is where you decide what kind of person you are. Fucking terrible. Should be a young developing mind against the law everywhere. Yeah, I mean, no, I cannot do it. Like, I'm not a hunting fan, and it's not that, hunting's the end of the world and you shouldn't be able to hunt. But look, these days, are you claiming that you hunt for the meat? No. If you tell me, hey, look, I like the taste of deer meat, that's why I shoot them. Meat's expensive now. I can live with that. And there is an argument for too many deer in a particular place, right? But if you're considering yourself a sportsman or some kind of athlete because you hunt deer, you're full of shit. Let me tell you, I've never hunted deer. I don't target practice, and I could shoot a fucking 1,000 of them this fall when hunting season opens up. There's no skill at all to it. Zero. Shooting flying ducks on their way to migrate out of the air with shotguns, no skill. I could shoot you a whole fucking boatload full of them, and I haven't done it in 45 years. No. So don't try and tell me you're some kind of sportsman. 10% of these guys have massive heart attacks on their way to their deer stand. Nah, it's fucking bullshit, man. Hunting, it's no fucking skill to it. I'm not saying there's no skill, but there's little skill. These guys that go shoot these like grizzly bears in Alaska, they got like two guys with submachine guns next to them. And here's another thing about hunting you need to consider. The animal is always on the defensive. He's always at a disadvantage. Likely you fed him before you shot him. If the playing field was even for all forms of hunting, in other words, you go out there with nothing, and they're already out there with nothing. You see who kills who. You'd see hunting take a dive. Yeah. The animal's always at the defensive. That's my problem with it. Yeah, and I eat meat too. I do. I mean, if you look at the food pyramid and you survive, I mean, this is just the fucking way it is with protein requirements. I mean, I'm all for ethical killing and all that shit. Try to, yeah, but I believe me, sometimes I think about it too. When I see a fucking trailer full of pigs going down the highway, and I know that pigs are smarter than dogs, I got a problem with it. It's not a big enough problem where I quit eating it, but it bothers me. The other day I was going up to Athens, Georgia. I uploaded a bunch of shorts. Just a semi-truck full of chickens crammed in small cages on the way to get slaughtered. It's like, this is just not something fun to look at. These fucking chickens are all just like, especially when you read these articles about this cage-free horse shit. I mean, whether they were cage-free or not, when it comes down to slaughtering fucking 10,000 of them in a couple hours, I doubt, how do you get them there? That's not, what do you, herd them? No, you put them in little tiny cages, exactly what you sold to the public that you didn't do. I mean, I just want to believe that a fucking chicken doesn't know that something's bad, but I don't believe that, because like I've said all along, from an insect all the way up to an elephant, any living thing fights its fucking ass off to stay alive. Why? Why? From a fly, a mosquito, a pheasant, a pig, a duck, what causes this inherent response to not be killed? And that's what troubles me. And I can't believe, through watching these vultures and fucking around with this shit around here, the goddamn chicken doesn't realize that something's up. And if that's the truth, that's fucked up. Goodbye, Sean. Yeah, I feel like bad about that shit. And I mean, can I eat like vegetables and something instead? Which I've tried to do. I'll probably get a hamburger today. And when I'm eating that motherfucker, I'm not thinking of this shit. So yeah, I mean, I struggle with some of these things too. Not that bad though. If I want a steak, I get a steak. I just fucking try not to think about it. I was almost got into having some cattle around here, but I thought, man. Those are expensive pets if you're not going to slaughter them. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to have cattle as pets. It's just like, get a fucking hamster or something. I mean, you're going through, $600 worth of feed a month. Just to have a steer is stupid. Which is why I'm getting into the bee business again. Because it's just like kind of benign, they fucking fly around and you're not killing them, and I guess it's good. About what, Gabriel? Implying about what? Yeah, just feel bad about it. Like, here's an example. There's a gas station down here about 5 miles away that has good chicken. I might get a couple pieces of chicken today. I just think it comes down that we're all animals and you gotta eat. And I'm so far removed from that chicken getting slaughtered. Oh, yeah, I'm implying that there's some inherent reason to things that don't want to die. And when you're creating the end of their life, that's the flip side of that. And I'm not 100% convinced that makes it okay. I mean, maybe it does. But if there wasn't something to it, then I wouldn't wonder about it like I do. I would just go eat a bucket of chicken and be fine with it. But I don't. I think about a chicken like getting slaughtered when there are other forms of staying alive and not killing something. Like vegetarianism is an example. I mean, you could say a plant's alive too, but that's a stupid rebuttal. Fucking plants alive. I'm talking about like mammals. Now, to me, this is a perfect day right now. Just sitting here, not doing shit. Hey, Jebby, how you doing? You partying? Yeah, it's just thought-provoking. Yeah, trying to stay alive. I mean, why does anything try to stay alive if death isn't something that isn't good? I mean, you shouldn't know about it. I mean, do you think a chicken knows about death? I don't think that he does. But so what's he fighting against? Yeah, I don't know why I care. I care because I think maybe, well, there are alternative ways to stay alive without ending the lives of something that has the capacity to think that death is not good, like a chicken. But I'm not sure that they understand this. Here's If you go to a 4-H meeting or you go to a county fair, I've asked people about this before, and the parents instruct the kids early on that these chickens and these cattle and lamb, these are not pets. Why do they do that? I mean, if a pig's smarter than a dog and you're slaughtering pigs, that's something to think about. Hey, Penny, how you doing? That's something to think about. I mean, how do you justify explaining as a 4-H parent these are not pets, and that the things you're killing are aware and smarter about death than the things that your parents would send you to a psychiatric hospital for if you killed the family dog? That kind of thing. I mean, at least in Asia, you got to give them A plus for consistency. And the United States is one of the few countries that doesn't allow personal consumption of horse meat. Why? Heavy lobbying. You got these dressage people, race people, all these people that went to bat for horses. Even though you go to Europe, you can eat horse burger all day long. I mean, is slaughtering a horse any different than slaughtering a steer? Well, evidently over here they think so, because if they catch you eating horse meat over here, you'll be in a world of shit. You know, it makes you wonder. It just seems like so many facets of life are just full of shit. They're inconsistent. I mean, I guess there's not a satisfied explanation of why they do this. Yeah, but you know, that was faked. Are you talking about that movie, The Faces of Death? That was fake. Yeah, but that's a human perspective, right? No, but there are plenty of people out there at all that don't eat any meat at all, Gabriel, that are doing just fine. I mean, I'm not saying they don't do that someplace, but most of the time when you hear someone reference doing that, it was from Faces of Death. I don't even know if you can like get that anywhere anymore. You used to be able to rent the DVD out of a rental place. Yeah, I could put it to you this way, at least from my perspective. I do eat meat, but I'm not 100% comfortable with it. Yeah, I remember those Faces of Death. Those were huge. For a while there, you couldn't, like a Blockbuster video, you'd have to put your name on a waiting list. No, yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. It's just like, vegan, however you pronounce it. Like they don't want any exploitation on things that create food sources. And after all, honey from honeybees, the honey is for the bees. And if I had to guess, and I've been into beekeeping, I'm about ready to get back into it now. But beekeepers, anybody that's getting something out of something isn't going to be 100% straight with you. The argument about beekeepers is pollination. We need them. Yeah, I'll tell you what we need them for. We need them for commercial pollination, capitalism. We don't need them as just a place in the world that needs things pollinated. Honeybees weren't even in the United States until around 1840. There's plenty of ways that things get pollinated, but not on a commercial level. If you have 100 acres of watermelon, that's not going to get pollinated naturally, so you need to bring in bees. So this notion that you need honeybees and the bees are dying and what are we going to do without the bees is bullshit. It's all about business. And the people that got that bee thing in the media were Ben and Jerry, the ice cream guys. And it was because of almond pollination. Other than that, you'd have probably never heard about it. So a beekeeper will tell you that bees produce excess honey. I don't believe that. I find Mother Nature very efficient. And it's so interesting to me how beekeepers have marketed themselves as stewards of Mother Nature when they're not. They're terrible. Just because it's an insect doesn't mean you should be able to drag it around on a trailer from California to pollinate almonds and then to Maine to pollinate blueberries and think that's okay. Mortality rate's high, it stresses them out, they don't do well when they get there, it weakens them. It's just overall bad if you claim to be a nature lover. And once again, it circles back to capitalism. Oh, it's daytime. Hey Murph, how you doing? Yeah, it's a bunch of fucking bullshit. Daisy has turned into a great southern dog. She keeps an eye on the house. No, I did not see it. No, I didn't see it. Is it like a kids movie or like a documentary or something? Actually, I'm setting up next summer for 100 hives. I'm getting 100 hives. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I like fucking around with bees and seeing them work and all that shit. I mean, it's amazing, man. Build that comb in the dark, the distances they fly. So interesting to me, man. I like keeping an eye on them, and I mean, I might not even like sell any honey. I really don't want to deal with people in any way. Oh, it's a action movie. Oh, thanks. No, I didn't see it. Yeah, I'm setting up 100 hives. And I may not even sell honey, but I mean, I don't want to deal with people. I don't want to deal with customers. I'm tired of answering stupid questions. Oh no, I don't. I can't even tell you the last movie I saw. I thought last weekend maybe I'll go see a movie. Fuck, I looked up in Athens, Greensboro. I mean, the movies. It seems to me now out are just so boring. Hey, I'm gonna put them here. Putting them here. Actually, I'm going to a bee fall conference the 12th and the 13th. I'll meet some people, and I may do some hybrid queen rearing and shit like that. Fuck around. I've done that before. I I'm not really into like taking the honey from them, to tell you the truth, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about that. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it'll. I mean, if I ran it like a business, I had 100 hives before one time, but I really don't. Like, I got a hive here that I've had for a couple years. I haven't touched it. That's not really beekeeping. It's just having a lot of bees. Beekeeper to me mean like running the whole shebang, taking the honey, making sure the varroa mites don't take over, having water around. But a beehive in and of itself is not a good place to put bees to begin with. Here, Georgia is one of the top states in beekeeping. They would never set themselves up. The hives are set up so you can extract the honey in frames. If you look at where bees set up in the wild, it's not like that. But here, because it's such a generally warm climate, it's okay. That the mortality rate for bees in the northern states is very high, and that's because of the way that you set them up going into the winter. No bee would like set himself up in a fucking wooden box that's drafty as hell out in the middle of nowhere. There's a furniture store up in West Branch, Michigan, where I lived. They've had bees in the wall up there for over 100 years. They've requeened themselves. They've never taken any honey. Yeah, there's a furniture store. Yeah, crazy. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, bees are really, and to see an insect do this, it's just, it's just amazing. It's thought provoking, these fuckers will fly like 5 miles to go get shit, and they're just the insect world, man, is fascinating to me. The workers, and it's all females, really. They use males to get impregnated, and then they'll throw the male out in the winter to freeze to death. The workers are all females. The queen's a female. I mean, the women rule in the beekeeping world. Yeah, bees are absolutely fascinating. You can have a hive like anywhere. I had one on the 32nd floor of a condominium in Chicago. It did great. I mean, 32nd floor, flying around fucking downtown Chicago. Just was rocking, man. Tons of everything. They'd go fuck around all those flowers in front of those nice places. God knows where they go. And then fly straight up to 32 floors. Come home at night. It's amazing. Oh, it's subsidized. That's interesting. Oh yeah, yeah. If you really wanted to work the bee business, there's good money in it. I'd rather do that than like work on an assembly line. And let me tell you, a lot of beekeepers do this too. They'll get 10 hives and then they'll go and they'll buy a 55-gallon drum of honey. I was looking that up myself the other day for the hell of it. There's a couple places in Florida where I could go down and get a 55-gallon drum of honey for about 1,100 bucks. So what you do is you have 10 hives, you take pictures, you show everybody in your bee suit, you fuck around, you take the honey out of your hives. But where the money's at is going to these places down like in Florida or wherever. You can go in Georgia too, although Georgia wants twice as much money, even at the lowest rate. Say I go down an F-250 truck. I've already figured this out. And I spend $4,400 on 4 55-gallon drums of honey, which I could fit in the bed of a truck, by the way, a F-250. And I drive back here and I just fill all those jars and I put my name on it. That's where the money's at. I mean, there are people that have this beekeeping down by a science. They're running huge operations. They're getting everything cheaper than you could. So I go and I say, hey, this is Tom Reed, Chosen One Honey. This fucking jar of this shit. And I put in the fine print that sometimes we go to alternate sources to keep our inventory up. What that really means is I've figured out that the money in honey is by buying it off other people that are 10 times bigger than I am and putting it in my jars. So when you get called out on it, you get some hairy-legged lesbian that comes out and saying, hey, motherfucker, did this honey come from here? And I say, well, I can't guarantee that I'm off the hook. If I lie and say, yes, that it is, well, that's just a whole nother, bag of worms. But because I'm not into it for the money, I'm not going to do that. But that's how I would do it if I was trying to run it as a business. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, do you think every fucking cheesecake comes from the restaurant that you're in? I caught a lady lying to me about cheesecakes the other day in Augusta. Fucking crazy ass bitch. She ought to know who she's dealing with. Oh, that's all right, ACB. That's okay. Yeah, I find it very interesting. I love fucking around with bees. I mean, the people on YouTube. I'll send you a jar of honey. Man, I gave away so much fucking honey. I was in the private detective business at the time. What did I call it? Like Detective Tommy's Honey or some shit. Put a sticker on it, and everybody really wanted it. And it's a great marketing tool for a business. You know, everybody wants it. But I could talk about honey forever. Most of these clowns that are out there that buy it are just, they think it helps. It gives you a bigger hard on. Your tits get firmer. It's good for your skin. It's so fucking much bullshit. It's unbelievable that they found honey in an Egyptian tomb and you could still eat it after 4,000 years. Bullshit. Honey is better than going to the doctor. Bullshit. Actually, honey will rot your teeth out of your mouth quicker than table sugar because of the enzymes that are in it. You like honey, that's great, but I don't want to hear any of these fucking bullshit stories of, it made you fucking feel 10 years younger. You're a fucking kook. No, I think royal jelly's total fucking bullshit. That's another one. I'm glad you brought that up. Royal jelly is what the workers bring to feed the queen. She can't live on anything else. I know dumb fuckers that have actually gone to like bee keeping things, bought a fucking queen, took it home and couldn't figure out why it died. I mean, that's fucking sad. I think it's just as fucked up to give out goldfish for, throwing your rings around the top of a Coke bottle at a fair or a circus and taking this goldfish home. You don't have the faintest fucking idea how to take care of it. It's fucking fucked up. No, royal jelly for human beings is fucking bullshit. And so is propolis, and so is pollen. Okay? This shit, you may like it, it tastes good. It's right up there with Ouija boards and tarot cards. Fucking horseshit. Oh, pollen. Oh, yeah, I take a spoonful of honey, my allergies. You're full of fucking shit. It's just all these crazy fucking nature nuts. It's just like natural. I treat natural. Yeah, more people live longer now than they ever have because of modern medicine. Something that was done in a lab, not because of natural. No, yeah, it's fucking horse shit, man. Yeah, royal jelly. No. Yeah, it has so much in it for a bee. You'd fucking die if that's all you ate as a human being. It's so much horse shit. Actually, China has really fucked a lot of people on that royal jelly bullshit. Nah, it's bullshit. You're not a fucking bee. It's a completely different diet. I'm not saying it's not good as a supplement. It's the same thing with propolis and pollen. You know, you're running around like you're fucking Johnny Holmes because you take a teaspoon of fucking honey every day. Besides, the pollen in honey isn't the same thing that's triggering your histamine reaction in an allergy. These people are just so fucking stupid. No, you take a fucking Claritin. It'll do 10 times what fucking honey ever did. 1,000 times. No, I never saw that story. I mean, I just got it. That's why I like this bee thing. I go, some of these fucking people, you know, they've realized it's a good marketing stick. If I wanted to do that, I could go on, oh, this is all natural. Do you think spray that smoking hives with smoke to keep them from stinging the fuck out of you is natural? Do you think the bees like that? Fuck no. These people are so full of shit. Yeah, no, I've had it, but it's not any wonder thing. And you know, all this bullshit's never coming from a fucking scientist. It's coming from some long-haired motherfucker that hasn't fucking shaved in fucking 2 decades, telling you, yeah, you know, just like health food stores. You'll go in there, there's some pretty girl, like just great skin, super good genes, hawking this fucking horse shit to make you think she looks the way she does because she eats this bullshit. Now, her face looks like that because of good genes. No sun damage, probably not a smoker. It has nothing to do with fucking bees. No, and that's my struggle. I know I'm gonna just be biting my tongue at this thing. The reason I'm going to this bee thing is because I'm really out of the loop in like the good connections to get queens and package bees. You know, to set up beehives, I mean, the best way to do it, the easiest way, if you can afford it, is to buy package bees. I figure this is going to cost me about 40 grand to get it going. Yeah, package bees. You get a queen with about 10,000 workers are all ready to go. All you got to do is dump them into the hive. It's better than like splitting hives and fucking around. It takes forever. And I'll tell you one thing, you know those Africanized bees, you know, the ones that the media took and made it look like they were just going to kill your whole family? Those motherfuckers can produce some fucking honey, buddy. Yeah, they are more aggressive, that's true. But those fuckers produce crazy amounts of honey. And you know, there was a big thing for a while where they were really promoting beekeeping like in Africa, teaching these people how to like beekeeping. But it's just cool. They were doing it in Detroit for a while until everybody stole the beehives. And like, you know, what were killing bees, you know, neonicotinoids, I think. When they banned Roundup in the European countries, their bee problem went away. You know, Europe's stricter on some shit. That's interesting you should say Europe subsidized the beekeeping business. They do that with the sugar industry in the States. I'll tell you one that's really interesting I could talk about forever is the Airbus. I think those taxpayers are getting fucking hosed. They've done some really stupid shit too. Like with Airbus, that A380 is a perfect example. They admitted halfway through it they were never going to recoup anywhere near the money they were getting. That sounds like the United States. Some of the stupid shit we do with government-funded programs. Oh, leaf cutters are cool. Oh yeah, it's interesting. No, I actually looked into that. There's another kind of fucking bee. It was in a magazine I got. I didn't read it. That you can raise that don't produce honey. I would do that. I'd have no problem doing that too. Yeah, leafcutter bees. Do you have any videos or anything on your leafcutter bees? Yeah, it's pretty cool how they do that. Chop up that leaf and stick it in that hole. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, the world's, you go through these cyclical changes. If you talk to a fucking lesbian liberal, she's going to tell you it's CO2. But if you look at CO2, at least as far as we've been recording it, and you look at the ice age, I mean, there are climatological issues. There's really no rational explanation for. I mean, I'm sure that CO2 doesn't do us any good, but this is a part of becoming industrialized. This is why we're not running around in a Flintstones car and pushing it around with our feet. I mean, this happens. I mean, we're on all of us on our computer now. You look at microchips and how the manufacturing of those. I mean, yeah, some of this nature shit's got to give because of what we consider progress. Living in buildings, driving cars, jet aircraft, computers. Just the fucking way it is. Thankfully, I'll be dead by the time all this shit is run out because it's not fucking looking good. Yeah. I looked into a lot of things, man. I looked into I would have got into medicinal leeches actually. They use not as much as they used to for burn patients and stuff. But then I found out that you're supposed to destroy the leeches after they did their duty. And I thought, I'm not doing that, man. If anything, they need a big party. I'm not killing them after they helped a burn patient survive. Fuck that. It's just a philosophy that you agree to as a person. What you do when nobody's watching, and I'm not doing that. Oh, you don't have squirrels? Yeah, we got tons of them around here. Tons of them. They found accidentally in Michigan. For one time, it was the world's rarest warbler, a Kirkland warbler. And they were studying them, and then they decided to study other birds in the area, and they found out how many birds that red squirrels were killing. They were chewing the tops of their head off for protein. They put cameras inside the boxes. Who'd ever thought that, bees were eating the heads off, or squirrels were eating the heads off birds? Squirrels can actually smell very well. I know they can smell a female in heat like 2 miles away. I never knew that either until about a year ago. Yeah, they clean out the bird feeders around here a lot. We got tons of squirrels. But yeah, I don't get it. Well, they think it's dying tissue that they metabolized. Yes, it doesn't make any sense to me. I think it's just the protocol in those hospitals. Yeah, I thought, fuck that. I thought it would have been kind of cool, though. Yeah, I did that. I checked into a lot of things. There's big business in worms, believe it or not. And I'll tell you where else there's big business, raising crickets and shit for a lot of people, these captive reptiles. Yeah, fuck that. I don't want to do that either. I just don't want to be in some business where I just ship out a bunch of them every week to go get eaten. There's decent money in raising rats and mice for reptiles. There's guys that made a fortune doing that. I mean, to me, there's a lot. I just don't think I could do anything for just the money. You'd have to be into it and have fun with it. Well, I don't know that, to be honest with you. They're basically debriding burn victims. So I don't know if it does or it doesn't. And they're not doing that like they used to. Nah, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with the honey now. Maybe some of it. I'm not really sure on that. That's the struggle with it all. You know, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about that. Yeah. This isn't really too big of an Indian area, to be honest with you. There are some, but honestly, to be honest with you, if I found Indian artifacts, I'd want to give it back to descendants of the tribe, to tell you the truth. Yeah, I really would. I mean, I think it's like finding a wallet. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think I would do that. Yeah, I might not be able to, and if I didn't, I'd probably keep it. But the white man still thinks that it's okay to just go and dig up any fucking things he finds interesting. And it's like, how would you feel if somebody just went to your grandmother's grave and like pried off the lid of the vault, took a chainsaw out of the casket, and just started taking her bones and shit and like making knife handles out of them and stuff? Yeah, that doesn't sound that great, does it? Yeah, they did. They did. Well, they got fucked over like majorly. They still fuck them over to this day. Yeah, they catch you digging up a burial anywhere I know of, and your fucking ass is getting charged with a felony. You look at Chicago, the history of Chicago, an example, Marshall Field, the guy that started the big department stores. All that fucking shit he stole from the Eskimos and every other place that he traveled. Chicago, that art museum, not the art museum, but the history museum, they had to give all that shit back. When I was living there, they had to give back about 5 totem poles that motherfucker dug out of the ground, stole, and brought back to Chicago. I know a guy up in Mackinac City, right across from Mackinac Island, which was a big Indian area in Michigan. They redid the roads there in front of the shops before they moved it near Fort Michilimackinac, Mackinac, whatever the fuck they call it. And he told me when they dug up that road on some of the construction equipment, this is just like a small tourist trap now. He said there were just construction equipment was just littered with like bracelets, skulls, bones, all of American Indians. Now they would rope that place off. They'd bring in some experts so you couldn't fuck it all up with heavy equipment. But back then, that's how they treated this stuff. If you dug up a Indian burial ground, nobody gave a fuck. And this is as recent as 50 years ago. It's crazy. Oh yeah, yeah. It's a big shtick to sell honey at a farmer's market. Yeah, yeah. And if you really want to market it, you take out a frame with the frame of bees. You put it in an observation hive, and you set that on the table, and everybody comes and looks in there, and you fucking sell them your jars of honey, and then you go back and stick it back in the hive, and you get home. It's all right, you know. I tell you another thing I think's total bullshit is bee sting therapy for arthritis. Yeah, bee sting therapy for arthritis. So stupid. What a nice day today. Yeah, I think bee sting therapy's horseshit. That's why I don't want to deal with people on honey. If I give somebody a jar, it's like, hey, you like honey, this is great. This didn't hurt the bees in any ways. Just enjoy it, put it in your honey, whatever. Well, they're still lying about Thanksgiving in high school classrooms. Yeah, another bullshit story. Yeah, just party. Yeah, love just watching this stuff. I mean, you wouldn't believe the spiders in my house. You know, the windowsills and stuff. I just think that little fucker got in here. Like that video I uploaded the other day. I didn't take that, by the way. It was Marty's daughter. That's a Joro spider. They're an invasive species. But so far, they can't find anything negative that they're doing. But they're absolutely stunning to look at. Joro spiders. I uploaded some of my own videos about a year ago. Now, they're not inside of my house, but I see these spiders get in there, and they build these little webs. And I just have a hard time, 30 years ago, I would get a whisk broom, and I'd sweep webs. I don't do that anymore. You can see where they're catching their little things, and it's just a living thing, and it's not venomous, and I just don't do that anymore, I would be on the four-wheeler more than I am at night, but at night a lot of these spiders, including the Joro spider, they spin these massive webs. I mean, like 10 feet wide and 15 feet tall. And I just don't want to run through them with a four-wheeler. Blaring lights, noise. There's fucking spiders out there just trying to survive. I don't want to fuck their webs up. Oh, I believe it. Yeah, I don't doubt that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, around here at nighttime, man, I got a good spider web the other day in the daytime. And I drove really slow so I didn't mess up their web. I mean, a spider web is just, man, unbelievable. Same with honeybees, making comb and then filling it in the dark. Are you crazy? And if you look, you're used to seeing bee comb like in that square. That's because of the way mankind set up the honey hives. Rectangular, you cut it in squares. But if you let bees just draw comb naturally, like that hive I have, it's drawn naturally. There are no frames. They'll draw it from. It looks like tapestry. It's beautiful, but it's not conducive to extracting when you're trying to take honey and sell it. You just can't take a frail 2-foot piece of naturally drawn hive and put it in an extractor. It'd be all over the fucking place, and it's hard to separate the wax from the honey any other way. But if you look at beehives when they draw their comb naturally, it's beautiful. Yeah, really is. And I am gonna set up my hives to extract honey, because I do want to promote it, but yeah, I'm just up in the air on that yet. Now if there was an argument for excess honey, I would be in a state like this. I mean, the conditions are just perfect for honey. But I'm not just going to go in there like typical beekeepers do. I got to try and find a way to justify making it better in general for maybe awareness or teach kids how to do it or some shit. Yeah, I need all the. Yeah, I will get all the equipment too. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. The problem with the comb though, I mean, if you look at the energy production it takes for bees to make honeycomb, it's insane. Which is why, it's uncapped and put back in there. Comb production is labor intensive. Big time. So I don't like that. I mean, to go in and take the whole comb with the honey in it is 10 times worse than just taking the honey. If you go out, let's say you go into a hive and you extract the honey out of 10 frames and you put it back. And then you go out there and you take the whole frames and never put anything back. It's a huge difference. Yeah, what comb production is labor intensive. Usually, yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, if you put a lot of that stuff out, like if you take honey and you put it for the bees to eat, they'll eat it. They'll take some of that pollen and use it. And the wax, I've never seen anybody leave wax and then use it. Maybe they do, but that's one aspect of it I don't really know about because I've never seen it. I know for sure it just doesn't make any sense to extract honey, then leave it out there for them to eat. Why didn't you just leave it there to begin with? Same with the pollen. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, starting over. Yeah, so there's some things that I really haven't decided exactly how I'm going to do it, you know. I don't think kayaking is that fun, to be honest with you. I had a couple of them. I think it's kind of fucking boring. I mean, it's bad enough when you're going down a natural river, but it gets fucking old quick. Hey, how you doing, Saint? You know, those deer, that now they've been coming over here. I haven't been feeding them here long. You know, Marty's been out of town for a week. But that they'll go through that. They're not eating it like they do over there, but normally they'll go through a 50-pound bag, no problem. I just put that out, that corn right there. And ground corn. They like ground corn, crack corn. They call it way more than full kernel corn. Yeah, I can take kayaking for about an hour. I bought this really expensive kayak that you could stand up in. It wouldn't tip over because I figured I'd be doing a lot of photography, and I didn't really like it. And then I bought a cheap one, like a $600 one. I like that because you could like paddle that all over in these cool places where the water is only like 4 inches deep. It was way more interesting than just floating down the river like a brain dead factory worker. Drinking Bud Light, listening to Kid Rock. Oh my God. I just want to turn into a serial killer. It's like people when they tie up their boats. So fucking boring. Loud music, bunch of boats tied up together. Oh my God. So boring. Oh yeah, I feed the deer a lot, big time. Yeah, sure do. Mineral blocks, supplements, corn, carrots. Yeah, I do. But these deer right here are a little skittish because I haven't been feeding them long here. We're over next door. They'll 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 come out and eat while you're sitting on a couch. Yeah, I feed the hell out of them, man. We have like tons of Deer here. I counted 43 out here grazing the other night. About 28 fawns. Yes, we do, but not that many, thank God. I've only seen 2 in 3 years, but they're around. I have a neighbor that traps them. Yeah, I got some video over in Washington, Georgia, a couple weeks ago. There's a whole herd of them right on the side of the road, 78, which is a big highway, eating out in the daytime. I've been walking at night and I've heard them before. Yeah, they're around here. Yeah, it's cool. It's fun to watch. Yeah, I feel sorry for those pigs. All that shit, those pythons in Florida. Mankind created this fucking bullshit. Pigs just trying to survive. Oh yeah, that's kind of fun. My favorite thing is to do like really enjoy. I like watching planes take off and land. I'm gonna go rent a suite over at O'Hare Airport here in the next month. Not O'Hare, I mean Hartsfield. It's not the greatest view, but it's a pretty good view. Actually, I'm gearing up with some better camera equipment because you're not as close as I'd like to be. You are in the domestic takeoffs and landings, but not the international, which would have been better, bigger planes. I'm gonna rent a suite over there for a couple of days. Just fuck off, read and watch planes, take all my cameras. I like watching planes and I like blizzards. I love like being in a cabin and a fireplace in a blizzard, that kind of stuff. Even being anywhere, a good hotel room with a good view, and watching a blizzard come in. Yeah, I do. I have a Questar 3.5. Yeah, I have a Questar 3.5. Yeah, but really, as an amateur, you're not. If you've got these, what you can watch on NASA now, you're really not going to see too great. It's okay. It's better than nothing, but it's big bucks to see anything super cool. Yeah, I've looked at some of those. Yeah, and there's great apps for looking at that stuff too. Yeah, there sure are. I mean, right now you can see Venus and Jupiter really well in the morning. If you spend as much time as I do fucking around these sunrise and sunsets and all this horse shit, I don't really think you had to be a genius to figure out the Earth was round, especially back in the day. I mean, I don't know how you could come up with any other conclusion. It's pretty fucking obvious to me. Yeah, my telescope. I gotta get a. I could watch that more. I plan on setting up a monitor. I just did it for a while. I think my telescope. I think they're like. I don't know how much they are. Like 6 grand or something maybe. It's really good, but you're limited on. Really, the best thing I think is the moon. I mean, it looks like it's right across the street, and you can see Mars and Jupiter and all that shit and Venus, but it's still tiny. I mean, it's big bucks equipment to see like you'd like to see. Yeah, they are expensive. Yeah, they sure are. Yeah, look it up. I've got a Questar 3.5. I mean, the basis for expensive telescopes is, it's light gathering. That's where the expense comes in. You see these ones like for 149 stuff. They're not worth a fuck. They're okay to see like the moon under perfect conditions, but you're not going to see much more than that. I've got a solar flare on mine where I can look at the sun directly, which is kind of cool. But I realized in amateur astronomy that you're pretty limited. No, those are cool. Yeah, flight schedules. Do you have Flight Aware on your phone? Flight Aware is another good one too. Yeah, I almost upgraded to a Questar 7, but I just couldn't justify it because like I said, once you get past the moon and you're not really seeing it that great. And the moon is, just great, man. This Earth would be so much different than the moon. It's unbelievable. It'd be like fucking boring. Then you look at like Mars and the moons, Jupiter and the moons. I mean, I wish they just, and the storms they have on these other planets. I just can't wait till the day that if I live long enough that they put a camera that you can subscribe to live and I could see some of these storms on Mars. It'd be so crazy awesome. Yeah, NASA's website's unbelievable now too. Really fun to watch. The wildlife around here is great. Good. How you doing, Angie? Yeah, it's very congested airspace you live in. You got a lot going on. I'd be fine with every day being like this. I prefer this to a sunshiny day. Good for you. How's business up there? Hey, Tim, can you actually hear those bombs? Oh, that's cool. All those years up in Michigan, I never saw that. And as you know, that's obviously a military operation area. I flew up to West Branch a million times, even before I lived there. And you'd always need to check in with Grayling Tower. Yeah, but you still have 150 miles is nothing. That's still a congested area. When you look at IFR routes, there's a shit ton of planes out there. Florida's like that too. Anybody out there that has an interest in aviation, download FlightAware. It's free. And then up on the top left, you'll see a tab that shows Nearby Me. That'll show you the planes on instrument flight plans. It's interesting, and it's a pretty good weather app too. Good for you, Angie. You making good tips? It's called FlightAware. You can get it free. FlightAware. Yeah, you'll really like it, man. It's great to watch. FlightAware. When you hear an airplane go over your house, you can put it on. It'll show you where they took off from, where they're going, how fast they're going, their altitude. FlightAware. FLIGHT Aware. AWARE. Yeah, you really like it. And like I said, it's a good weather app too. It shows you where the rain is. I find it really good. Yeah, it probably does. Hey Angie, are you guys getting pep talks all the time on Dram Shop about serving people that are visibly impaired, all that kind of bullshit? I'm sure people do tip better when they're drunk. Yeah, you'll really enjoy that, man. I use it myself all the time. And it isn't like there's better ones that I mean, there are some with slightly better things on them, but they're like $10 a month or $5 a month. I don't find them worth it. Yeah, you really enjoy that, man. You'll see. You'll get a lot of the planes that take off out of Atlanta on their way to Europe. Yeah, see, now I'm like 90 miles east of Hartsfield. They're usually at about 25,000 feet, climbing about 405 knots. Yeah, you'd think they'd be higher than that. It's a cruise climb. You're trying to climb the maximum with the minimum fuel burn. But I'll bet you they won't even be at altitude. No, let me see. They'd be 50. No, they'll still be climbing around you. But they'll be like 28,000, 29, 30,000 feet. It's interesting. Yeah, no, they're cool. I mean, I know, everybody's aware of science, but to just sit here and like think of a whole plane load full of people doing 450 miles an hour, drinking a beer, watching a movie in a seat, and they're going to be in London in 6 hours is just amazing. It's crazy. Yeah, it's amazing mankind came up with this shit. And talking on a radio. Now you can like use your phone too. You can use the internet while you're doing that. I was surprised, I hadn't been on a plane in like forever. When I went down to Florida in January and I had to fly back. And now you can have a GoPro filming the whole time and they don't give a fuck. Where before they made you turn all that shit off. Angie, I think you should get a GoPro. You're in a perfect place for some beautiful sunrises. You could do them time lapse or straight video. Anybody out there that has a GoPro, I just uh, ordered one of those power bank things. Totally happy with it. Actually works just like it is advertised. I can record with my GoPro all night long. My front yard. I'd say it's about 150 yards, the farthest point away. No, maybe 200 yards. 200 yards. You'd be driving these balls right over the top of those trees. Oh yeah, I bet you're right. Yeah, you're probably right. But Angie, isn't it a type thing where it's a fine line between killing your tips and doing the right thing? Oh, you did? Well, congratulations to hitting rock bottom. Yeah, the name, I wish I'd have named it something different. When I first got on YouTube, I never thought anybody'd watch. And then YouTube, the Google guys bought YouTube. And then they wanted you to have a Gmail, so I got one of those. And then they wanted you to have a channel name, and that's how that started. I just got done watching a documentary of LeBron James. And that's how I just picked that name. It has no meaning other than that. Good night, JB. You party on. You rock on. Oh, there you go. You know, I have people ask me all the time, so you think you're the chosen one. That's how dumb they are. It's spelled W-O-N. Yeah, I wish I would. Because if I'm someplace, I mean, 99% of my friends don't even know I have a YouTube channel. No shit. And if I'm someplace or like young kids, college kids, and it comes up about YouTube, I mean, they want to bow down to you because of this bullshit subscriber count. You know, they're doing everything they can think of to try and get a channel up because they think they're going to make money on it. And, you know, they don't get it. I would have named it something different though, because if it comes up and I tell a college kid when I'm up in Athens that, yeah, I have a channel and they ask me how to spell it, almost always, everybody, even though I tell you how to spell it, almost always automatically people spell it the wrong way. Now it doesn't seem to matter too much because it'll come up either way. But in the old days it is. It's like, I tried to find your channel. I couldn't. It's like, I'll just spell it. O-N-E. That's why. No, I don't mind holding it. I don't mind holding it. I got every stand, camera, tripod in the world. I just ordered 2 other tripods, used ones, good ones off eBay the other day. I might be getting one today. I like holding it. What are you doing, Daisy? You kicking it, girl? Daisy likes being a southern dog. It's a good girl, Daisy. Oh yeah, that's a good girl. That's a good girl. Daisy likes the air conditioning. She likes watching what's going on. This is a laptop I'm going to take apart with my new screwdriver set. You know, it's 10 years old. I want to just look at it. Look at the parts. Well, you guys, hey, get a Powerball tonight, you guys. Get a Powerball, 700 million. Get the power play. It's a $3 ticket. Get a power, Angie. Make sure you get a Powerball for tonight. 700 million. Oh, good for you. Oh, good, yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, good luck to you. If either one of us wins, Tim, we've got to promise each other to build the biggest strip club ever in Grayling. I mean, like 3 stories. No, the tag is shown every time I drive someplace. It's not a secret. And anybody that comes here because they run my tag is going to be in for a big surprise. Yep, the tag's out for public display 24/7. Yeah, I wish some of these deer come up and eat. I mean, I see them all the time, but a lot of people like you live in places where they don't, you know. Only thing around here it's not good is a place to eat. Really, to get anything good, I got to drive at least 36 miles and usually 50. Boy, these green tree frogs, man, it's amazing the sound they can make for being an inch long. They're cute too. They look just like something to be animated, like the Geico lizard. No, I go buy them, but I never go in there, you know, because I don't hunt or fish. You know, I remember as a kid, I used to order fishing lures out of Cabela's catalog. It was like the size of a Reader's Digest. Yeah, they probably do. And this corn, it'll be eaten before it goes bad. So that's why I dumped it out in the rain. Now I'll have to go check my rain gauge. See how much rain we got. I don't think we got that much. I bet we didn't get an inch. Hey, Liz. Oh, does it work? Yeah, you know, when I was living in West Branch, you know, I was bored. I thought, well, I'll see if I'll go fishing. Didn't do that great. So I go down to, what's that sporting goods store over there, south at Taos, over near Linwood, right there off 23. What's the name of that place? Fred's. Is it Fred's? The family owns it. Anyway, I went in there. I just happened to run into a pro bass fisherman. You know, a guy does it for a living. And I told him I was fishing. I was trying to catch more. And he said, well, get this. And he showed me these worms. It's like a worm. It's got like a smell on it. And it was like, had like chips of metal flake in it. And then he told me how to like wiggle it on the bottom. Like you throw it in, you let it drown, let it just sit there for a minute. And you just barely tweak it. Then you let it sit there. And you barely tweak it. I'm not shitting you. I did what he told me to do. And I caught like 10 bass in an hour. I'm not shitting you. I still got a bag of those worms someplace. But I mean, this guy knew what the hell he was doing. And he also told me about getting the line. I was buying a new setup. And I bought that too, where the fish can't see it like they can the cheaper stuff. So there's a bunch of ways to increase your chance to catch these fish. But he was exactly right. You know, the way I grew up, you'd throw it in, then you'd crank it slowly. Yeah, well, that's not how you do it with these bass. What is the name of that sporting good place on 23 over there near Linwood? And trying to, yeah. It's a family thing. They actually won the lottery twice. That family won the lottery twice. It's just north of the Turkey Roost. It's not Fred's. What's the name of that goddamn place? Hey, will somebody look up that sporting goods store in Linwood, Michigan? It's on 23. Can't think of this. Yeah, is it? I think it's Frank's, isn't it? Yeah, maybe it is Frank's. It's like a big, huge place. Maybe it's Fred's. Fred's. God damn it! You drive me nuts. Dicks. I got a dick for you for coming up with the wrong name. Well, you guys, I think I'm going to go sign off here. Get something to eat. Go party. Appreciate you guys coming on. Thanks a lot. Had the perfect weather for a chat. Murph, you have a good day. Tim, you party on. Liz, A-Pug, Angie. Hope you're feeling better, Angie. You party on too, Murph. Bye, Pug. Rock on. Kick it. Watch the planes fly by. Yeah, no, we will. I'll let you know when I go over. Yeah, we've gotten a lot of rain, and the sun here is like blistered. Yeah, it's actually just a field that's cut down. That's one thing down here. Everything's super green, Georgia. Greens and the blue sky, and just green everything. Yeah, don't do anything to it other than cut it. If you were here and you were looking at it, it's not that great, but it looks good on here. I mean, if you lived in a nice neighborhood, you'd have the shittiest lawn in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? All right, well, party on, you guys. Have a good day today. Rock on.